So yeah, I don't know if you're gonna feel that way after I tell you this story, but that's how I fucking feel still. So, quick story. Not quick story. My dad passed away on the 1st, and let me just tell you a story time. I have not seen my father in 6 years. And we got a phone call from my uncle that he was in the ICU and not responding. And so got that information. Also, backstory, we've been trying to find our dad for a couple of years now, our whole family, and so we finally had answers of where he was. So hold on. Sorry. I've said this story so many times now, and I guess I just kind of want to videotape it, get it over with. Because even though this all happened on the 1st, it's insane. Okay. So, also backstory, haven't seen my brother and sister in 10 years. They stopped speaking to me and my sister when they found out about our job. And same with my stepmother. And my stepmother, Jackie, has raised me when I was 3 years old until I was a teenager. So she was around for a long time. She also abandoned me and my sister when she found out about our jobs. Didn't want me around our brother and sister. So we knew that we were probably going to run into them at the hospital because the first person who got the call was my little sister. So me and my sister went to the hospital at the end for the first time at the end of the hours. So we hopefully weren't going to run into anyone. And that was the first time. We left the nurse our number to tell us anything if anything was going to happen. We left, and maybe 4 hours later got a call from the nurse that our dad probably wasn't going to make it much longer. Like, he was already on life support. We already knew that he wasn't there. So nurse said that we should come back. Went back, and I was getting very nervous because I knew I was going to see my brother and sister. And also my stepmother, Jackie. And so we go there. We're in the room. It's just me and my sister and my dad. And the first thing that my stepmother says to me is, "Are you guys done being mad at me?" That's the first thing she says. And she's hugging me. And I'm like, it wasn't my choice. And she's still hugging me. She hugs my sister. She leaves. And then, there's certain points to where she's, testing our boundaries, asking us to come sit by her, and then the first thing, anyways, she's being rude. She was asking, we were talking about my little sister, and somehow asked, I was like, oh, is she not talking to your mom? And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, so other than that, a couple hours go by, or after that, we went into the lobby and I saw my brother and sister. Beautiful. We gave hugs. We were crying. Amazing. It's getting to the point to where we have to make the decision to pull the plug or not, right? All of us family had to make the decision. So it's down to that point, and then the pastor who had just came there and prayed over my dad's body, suggested that maybe we should each take turns saying goodbye to my father privately in the room. Hold on. I had to get comfortable on my bed. I'm sitting on my pillows. Okay, so it's getting to the end where we're all saying goodbyes to him individually, and the rest of us are in the lobby. Okay. My stepmom suggests that she goes first. By the way, she's my ex-stepmom. She's been left my dad over 20 years ago. Okay. left my dad over 20 years ago. Okay. And so she suggested she goes first. So she goes first. My sister is then after her. So my sister is kind of waiting outside the room. And so I'm in the lobby waiting. And at this time, we had been at the hospital for like 6 hours. I was so tired. I was so vulnerable. And then I finally was like, opened up my arms to my stepmom to give her a hug because I was really, really sad. And so she gives me a hug and she's hugging me and she's like, I hope you're happy and healing. And I'm like, I am. Like, you don't know, like, I've been sober from it. Like, you don't know what's been going on. And then I'm just like, I'm really, really, really angry. And I start crying and I was like, and you haven't taken accountability at all. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, you abandoned me and Ginger when we told you about our job. And she's like, what do you mean? No, before that, she's like, what do you mean? When you were kids? I was like, no, when we told you about our job. And she's like, no, you guys are rude. I was like, what? She gets up. We're in the lobby, by the way. She gets up, goes and sits by her husband. She's like, you're just like your fucking mother. Get the fuck out of here. Flips me off, tells me that. And I look at her and I'm like, oh, you haven't changed at all, because she's a crazy alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic, I know, but she's been a crazy alcoholic addict that has not gotten any help at all. And so I'm like, oh, you haven't changed at all. I blacked out. I don't know what else I said. All I remember is my little sister told me to stop talking to her mom like that. I got up and I said, you're a sick, see you next Tuesday. And I went like this, went back, started hyperventilating to try and find my sister, threw up, and was like begging for my mom, because who would do that? Literally within 5 minutes of us about to pull the plug on our fucking dad. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. And it's just, it's so hard for me still, right? Haven't seen my estranged father in 6 years. Haven't seen my brother and sister in 10 years. All of that. And then this crazy fucking bitch does that. There's really like no words for someone that's that sick. And she knows who the fuck she is. I hope she fucking sees this. You know what I mean? And I have to make this to get my anger out, but also too, I have to be at peace now with it somehow, because I cannot let this sick person make me be like this anymore. And I don't want to say make me be like this. I just don't want that situation to be affecting me anymore. Hold on 1 second. I am just so happy that I have been working on myself these past 2 years. I've been sober from alcohol for 2 years and a couple months. And I'm so happy that I have boundaries now and I know my worth, and I will never ever let anyone speak to me like that. And, you know, it was a really crazy 24 hours, but I know that it's gonna get better. You know, grief is so weird, especially when it's an estranged parent. It goes up and down, and, you know, there's good days and bad all the time, but I know it's gonna get better. And, if anyone has ever went through a situation like this at all, please reach out to me. I just want to know that I guess I'm not the only one that has dealt with this insane fucking shit. Oh my god. But you know what? Someone said rejection is protection. And being rejected by her has been protecting me for these past 10 years. And you know what? All I have to do is like pray that my brother and sister will see who she is and want to have a relationship with me and my sister one day. So I love you guys. Thank you for letting me be vulnerable. And I just wanted to share you guys everything that's been going on. And love you.